right, welcome to another show of Along the River. I'm Alex Herzog, your host, and with me today is Kipp Bryan, a long-term resident. Welcome, Kipp.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I was excited to get you on the show because you've got a lot of different facets to talk about today. Well, let's talk about first, you're a long-term resident, you've been around here all your life. You graduated from Stevens High School?
I did.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I was born in Claremont, raised in Claremont. I grew up off Maple Ave on Mackenzie Drive. My grandparents had a house up off Bible Hill on Bellevue Ave, where my parents still live today. When they moved to when my grandparents moved to Florida, they bought it and we grew up there. And then within the last 2.5 years, I guess it's been about 2.5 years, I bought a house up on Durham, so I'm less than a quarter mile from the house that I grew up in.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. I just always love meeting long-term residents, and I'm going to start with that. So what's your favorite thing about Claremont then?
It's home. You know, that's the biggest thing. You know, it's what I know. It's what I love. You know.
So you must have seen some major changes over years.
There have been, for sure. You know, things have gotten bigger and busier and faster, and you know, obviously back in the 80s when I was just a kid, there was no Super Walmart. You know, a lot of businesses have come and gone. You know, we've seen some, you know, really prosperous times, some not so prosperous times, but, you know, I always come back to it's home. It's where my family is, it's where my friends are, and I can't, at this point, imagine living anywhere else.
Great, and who do you work for again?
I'm the sales manager for CCI Managed Services.
Excellent, what do they do?
They're out on North Street. They used to be Competitive Computers, so
okay.
A lot of the people who are watching may not be familiar with CCI Managed Services, but they would be familiar with Competitive Computers. We're an IT managed service provider, so we do outsourced IT for many local companies, municipalities, schools, that kind of stuff. And I'm the sales manager, so I'm kind of in charge of selling those contracts. And you know, we do a little hardware sales as well, but most of that is, you know, the company used to be. It's gone through several iterations. Computer repair, then it went to hardware sales. Then it was kind of a little bit of a hybrid of both, and now we're almost exclusively, you know, virtual IT managed services, but we do hardware sales as well still, but generally just for the clients that we have under our managed service contracts.
Excellent, excellent. And that's probably a big hat, but you also wear this hat called coach. Tell me a little bit about that. You've got some kids that are coaching.
Yeah,
I
have 3 kids. 2 twin boys who go to the middle school over here. They just started in 6th grade this year, and I have a daughter who is in 3rd grade at Bluff.
Great.
She is. I coach her a little bit in soccer, but she is my dancer, my gymnast. So I let the Jenkins handle that. Caden is my. I'm going to say oldest boy by 2 minutes. He's the sports lover. He's played baseball. He's big into soccer. Plays basketball, which is what I'm coaching right now. You know, I coached the Claremont Middle School boys B soccer team last year. I hadn't planned on it. They had a coach lined up, and she came to a couple of tryouts, and then she ended up cutting her foot pretty substantially, so she couldn't do it. And I just said, you know what? I sent a message to the school, and I said, hey, I wasn't planning on this, but if you need somebody, then
well, thanks for stepping up.
Then there I was.
Sure. You planning to come back? Is that what?
We'll see.
You'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what the need is. You know, I've coached for many years now. You know, soccer all the way from the little kids in Smart Start, K1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll likely coach 6, 7, 8 this year if he plays rec instead of club, because he does belong to a club as well, but we'll see what the need is. I enjoy coaching, but I would also like to at some point experience what it's like from the other sideline, just being able to clap and cheer and be a dad and a spectator.
I hear you. Sometimes that's the toughest job. Sometimes, right? Try not to. And sometimes the refs are high school kids, and so be nice to them. They're trying the best they can.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're always looking for more coaches for the youth soccer and things like that.
Yeah, you know,
is that through the rec center?
Yeah, the rec center is always looking for more. You know, generally, you know, on draft night for basketball and sometimes baseball and soccer for sure. we'll have to scramble,
Mhm.
looking for somebody to step up to take a team for sure.
No experience or little experience?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know, obviously, if you have some experience, that's better. But if you don't, you know, beggars can't be choosers, as they say. You know, if we can get somebody that, you know, is willing to do a little research and watch some YouTube videos for some drills and
Sure.
things like that, and, you know, just somebody to be there for the kids so they have someone.
I think CCTV has done a couple of filmings of some of the grades playing the rec basketball
Yeah.
for the kids.
Yeah,
They've
that's
got
been-
some really professional front ends and back ends on it.
It,
so I saw.
that's definitely been
Improving.
been fun to see. You know, it's allowed you know, folks like my parents who normally would go and watch, who can't because of COVID,
Right.
to sit at home and watch their grandson play.
That's fantastic.
So I hope they continue it.
Well, we're hoping too. We just need more volunteers to get that going as well. It's
Recurring
all-
theme.
Yes, right. So another big hat you wear, and I'm not sure a lot of people know, you are the creator of What's Up Claremont on Facebook.
I am. And whenever I'm
Kind of a
presented,
poison pill there.
It is kind of a poison pill. You know, people would recognize me from What's Up Claremont, and I always kind of clench my cheeks a little bit together and,
Sure.
God, you know, is this somebody who enjoys the page, or, you know, is it somebody who I have had to kick off the page or delete posts or, you know, whatever. So yeah, you know, it's good, but like anything else, it can bring its share of drama, and I just try to, I try to make it as positive as possible, and really try to make sure that, you know, what we're doing is helping the positive things that are happening in the community, and not taking away from those things.
I think that's the one thing that I took away from when I first moved into town here 5 years ago. That was my staff at the time at the college said, you really need to get on that if you really want to see what's in tune with Claremont. And that is the one takeaway. Now, there was that bee's nest that comes out, that hornet's nest.
For sure.
And I think, but sometimes that kind of debate is a good critical conversation that we have to have about our community, and those things need to be addressed. It depends on where people take it.
But yeah, for sure. You know, and that's one of the themes that I like to try to convey throughout all the conversations there is I don't mind if people disagree, but I don't want them to do it by being disagreeable.
Yes, right.
You know, let's
rude and etc.
right, insulting. You know, we have a zero tolerance policy for profanity and all of that kind of stuff. There are people that are there are kids that are on the page that are,
right.
You know, that I don't want to be responsible for exposing them to that kind of stuff. You know, but it is what it is, and I think it's positive for the most part. And you know, I think that we do. You know, my team of administrators and myself, you know, we try to nip that stuff in the bud before it gets too out of hand.
Your motivation to start it, though, was, you were sharing that with me earlier.
Yeah, my motivation to start it was I was mad. I was legitimately frustrated, and I'd had enough. You know, the apathy in the city, and it was, God, I think we're going on 7 years ago, actually 7 years ago this month, I think, that I created the page. And we had just had our school voting. So budget,
School board vote, yes.
board, all of that kind of stuff. And we were outvoted. Claremont, a city of 13,000 with about 6,500, if I'm remembering correctly, registered voters. We were outvoted by Canaan and Enfield.
Wow.
And not combined. Canaan outvoted us, Enfield outvoted us. The populations of Canaan and Enfield are not quite half of the population of Claremont. So I said, you know, people just, we need to put the information in front of the people. We need to go where the people are. And it, you know, at that time, Facebook was still a fairly new concept, and a lot of people were afraid of it. You know, municipalities and schools and, you know, businesses and things of that nature really weren't using it yet because they were afraid of what could happen. You know, what are people going to post? What are people going to say? Are we going to be reflected poorly based on, you know, what we post? I'm not a municipality or a school board or anything, so I said, you know, I'm just going to create this thing, and I'm going to take away the excuse that I didn't know. So that was
Which
it
is
in a
something I
nutshell.
hear a lot, absolutely. Well, and as we see posts all over, what happened with this? And I think people are not even doing the research anymore to a point where they just expect the information to be at their fingertips.
Right.
And that requires you to make a little effort to find it on your own.
Correct.
Well, yes, and I think that's fantastic that you're doing something like that. So at least it's a venue for people to have a voice. In a democracy, we vote, and that is our voice, how we choose to side with that vote.
Right.
So, and what's beauty of it, that page, you actually use that for sponsorships, that supports.
I do. As it started to grow, I honestly, deep down, I'm kind of an entrepreneur at heart. I'm always thinking about, how can I monetize this? How can I make a little money here? And, I decided that, the page was growing. And maybe there was a desire for local businesses to be able to utilize, the banner of that page with their logo or an advertisement or something like that, and to allow them to make some posts throughout a week-long advertising period. So that's what I started doing. I charge $50 for the week, and they get, like I said, the banner on the page, and they can make a post about their business, sales or offers or things like that throughout the week that they paid for. And then I collect all the money and I donate it back to various charities in the community. There's been sports teams and the Girl Scouts. The big one that I do is the Stevens post-grad party. I've actually got a check. I don't know.
Good, I think
probably $400 or $500.
My son's a senior.
Yeah, for those kids.
That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. It's a great way of giving back in the community. So if the people are interested in sponsoring on the page, how do they get a hold of you?
Send me a private message.
Okay. On Facebook?
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Facebook's fine. I'm fairly Facebook savvy, so I'm always checking my others folder.
Right, because that could get hidden in there sometimes. All right, any thoughts about what's up Claremont? Any basic rules you want to throw out there for people that want to check us out?
There's a list of rules right on the page. It's pinned to the top. I know nobody reads it, but
until they break a rule.
Right. I don't mind going in and deleting things that fall outside the mission and whatnot. But basically it's just be decent. Don't come looking for a fight. There are several spin-off pages that have been created that that seems like that's what they're for. So if you're looking for information about things that are going on in the community, and if you're looking to know what's going on, if you're looking to be part of the solution, then come to What's Up.
That's fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for your good work with What's Up Claremont. I think it's a great avenue for communication as long as folks keep it as a positive environment.
100%.
I think it's a good opportunity for people to ask those questions. And sometimes you say, I think that's been asked before, but maybe people missed it. So,
yeah.
And I know that takes a lot of time out of your day, being a dad and a coach and a husband and all that. So kudos to you, my friend.
No, thank you very much.
And that's it for Along the River today. Thanks to Kipp Ryan for coming in the show. Thanks for CCTV for allowing us to come in and film it. I'm Alex Herzog, the host. Have a great day. See you around town.